Have you ever found yourself reaching for a word only to draw a blank? Maybe you walk into a room and forget why you came in, or struggle to recall the name of an old friend when you see them at the grocery store. If so, you're far from alone. And the good news is that with a few simple, enjoyable habits, you can give your mind a gentle workout that keeps memories sharp and your spirit bright. Picture this. It's a quiet morning, the sun just peeking over the rooftops, and you've settled into your favorite armchair with a steaming cup of tea. Instead of reading the headlines or scrolling through your phone, you reach for a crossword puzzle book or fire up a brain training app. As you fill in that first clue, you sense your neurons waking up, connecting letters and ideas in a way that feels deeply satisfying. That moment of triumph, when you finally remember that flea market fits perfectly, is more than a small victory. It's a delicious reminder that our brains, like our bodies, respond to exercise and challenge. In today's video, we're going to explore 5 simple activities, each under just a few minutes a day, that can spark new connections in your mind, refresh your memory, and even boost your mood. We'll look at gentle puzzles that tease your brain, walks that engage all your senses, creative hobbies that tap into long-forgotten memories, social games that blend laughter and recall, and mindful breathing exercises that help your mind focus and absorb new information. These aren't daunting tasks or hours-long commitments. They're easy to weave into your daily routine, whether you're at home, in the garden, or out with friends. Let's begin with something you can do almost anywhere: mental puzzles. Maybe it's a crossword in the morning paper, a few Sudoku riddles over afternoon tea, or a quick session on a smartphone app designed for seniors. What makes puzzles so powerful is how they challenge different parts of your brain at once. Language centers, logic pathways, and pattern recognition circuits all light up as you work through a clue or number grid. Over time, consistent puzzle solving can help maintain and even improve your processing speed and recall. You don't have to be a crossword champion to get the benefits. Start small with 5 or 10 minutes each day and choose puzzles that feel fun rather than frustrating. If a clue stumps you, pause and come back later, or team up with a friend or family member. Solving together adds a social spark that makes the activity twice as rewarding. Before long, you'll find yourself anticipating that quiet puzzle time, relishing the sense of accomplishment when you finally crack a tricky clue, and noticing that word retrieval feels smoother even outside of game time. Now, let's step outside, literally, and turn our neighborhood walks into memory-boosting adventures. It's tempting to stroll the same route each day, but switching things up can wake your brain's natural curiosity. Today, head down a new street or loop through a different park. Pay attention to small details: the color of flowers in someone's garden, the pattern on a passerby's scarf, the sound of morning birdsong or distant traffic. As you notice these things, give them a name. That tree has soft pink blossoms, or that dog has a shiny brindle coat. Labeling sensory experiences helps your brain create fresh connections between sight, sound, and language. You might even carry a little notebook to jot down observations, a practice that combines writing with physical movement. reinforcing memory through multiple senses. On the days when weather or mobility keeps you indoors, try a guided imagery walk. Close your eyes. Imagine stepping through a bustling farmer's market or wandering along a serene beach, and describe each detail to yourself. This mental exercise engages the same brain networks as real-world exploration, so your memory muscles still get to flex. Over time, these memory walks do more than sharpen recall. They can lift your mood, reduce stress, and turn a simple stroll into an exercise for both body and mind. Before you know it, you'll be eagerly searching for new routes, keen to see what small treasures your neighborhood holds, and what newfound memories you'll bring home to your journal. Now that we've explored how mental puzzles and memory walks can awaken our thinking and attention, let's move on to the third activity, which infuses a bit of rhythm, creativity, and nostalgia into our memory-boosting journey. As you settle into that creative groove, you might find yourself surprised by how vivid those long-buried memories can become. Remember that old sketchbook you stashed away decades ago? Pull it out and flip through the pages, noticing the little doodles you made in margins during meetings or quiet afternoons. Even if your handwriting is shaky now, the act of drawing, or simply putting pen to paper, awakens the same neural pathways that carried those thoughts the first time around. Maybe you decide to paint a simple scene from your childhood: the oak tree where you used to climb, the kitchen table where family stories were told. You don't need a fancy set of watercolors, just a small pad of watercolor paper, a few brushes, and a palette of basic paints. As you mix that first dab of green, think about the way the leaves rustled when the breeze blew through, or how the sunlight filtered through the branches. Naming those details aloud: soft mossy bark, bright, dappled light, cements the experience in your mind. Over time, you'll notice that recalling those sensory words becomes easier, even when you're not at your easel. If painting isn't your style, try something tactile like knitting or clay modeling. Feeling the yarn slide through your fingers, looping stitch after stitch, brings your focus right into the present moment, while also tapping into the muscle memory you built years ago. As you work on that first square of a simple scarf, allow your mind to wander back to the first time you learned to knit, perhaps with guidance from a patient neighbor or family member. Soft conversations and the rhythm of your hands working together create a rich backdrop for new memories to form. And don't underestimate the power of words. Keep a memory journal by your bedside lamp. Spend 5 minutes each evening jotting down one happy moment from your day. Maybe the sound of birds singing outside your window, or the taste of a perfectly brewed cup of tea. Use simple prompts like "I noticed" or "I felt" to pull out details you might otherwise overlook. Over weeks, you'll build a tapestry of small joys that your brain will bank as positive recall exercises. By weaving these creative practices into your routine, whether it's a quick sketch over breakfast, a row of knitting stitches in the late afternoon, or a few journal lines before sleep, you're doing far more than enjoying a hobby. You're stimulating multiple senses, reinforcing language and motor skills, and encouraging your brain to form fresh connections every single day. Now that you've seen how mental puzzles, memory-rich walks, and hands-on creativity can light up your mind. Let the story continue with an activity that brings people together and wraps it all in laughter and friendly competition. Picture yourself gathered around a kitchen table with old friends, laughter bubbling up as someone quips the answer to a trivia question just before you. Or imagine a gentle Sunday afternoon in your living room, a cozy blanket thrown over your lap, as you and a grandchild play a simple card-matching game, flipping over pairs and celebrating each match with goofy high fives. These moments of shared fun are about more than light-hearted competition. They're powerful brain boosters that combine memory recall, social connection, and a healthy dose of joy. When you play a memory game, your mind rapidly calls up matching images, words, or facts. In classic card-matching games, you glance at one card, flip another, and see if they pair. The mental dance of recalling the first card's position and remembering patterns on dozens of others is exactly the kind of workout that keeps your short-term memory nimble. If you haven't played this since childhood, you'll be surprised how quickly you slip back into that playful groove, all the while planting fresh seeds for stronger recall. You don't need a fancy board game to get started. Grab a standard deck of playing cards and lay 20 of them face down in a grid. Take turns with a partner, whether it's your neighbor, your spouse, or your granddaughter. As you flip cards, narrate what you see. That's the Queen of Hearts, engaging your language centers as well as your memory. If you're feeling adventurous, add a theme. Match animal pictures, state capitals, or classic movie titles to stretch your mind into new territories. If you prefer a little more banter, try a trivia night right at home. Pick a broad topic you love, gardening, history, favorite films, and compile a handful of questions on small slips of paper. Invite a few friends over, pour a cup of coffee or tea, and take turns reading questions aloud. When someone answers correctly, encourage a short story about the topic. Tell us about the first time you spotted a monarch butterfly in your garden. This combination of recall and storytelling weaves your factual memory into rich, personal narratives, forging deeper neural connections that make memory stick. For those with mobility or distance concerns, technology makes it easy to bring these games online. Video chat platforms often have built-in screen sharing or whiteboard features, where you can draw, type, and flip digital cards together. There are also user-friendly apps designed for seniors that offer simple memory games and allow you to challenge friends with a quick click. Even a short 15-minute session can leave you feeling mentally energized, and after a win, you'll find yourself sharing that glow for hours afterward. But the real magic happens when laughter fills the room. Every chuckle, every shared "I knew that" or "oops, I forgot" moment floods your brain with positive emotions, which studies show enhance memory consolidation. In other words, the more fun you have, the more your brain locks in the learning and the experience. So don't worry about keeping score or who's winning. Focus on the camaraderie and that light, happy feeling when everyone is fully present and engaged. As you weave these social games into your weekly routine, you're not just passing the time, you're giving your mind and your heart a vibrant workout. Whether it's a spirited round of charades where you murmur clues and act out memories of family vacations, or a trivia challenge that sparks an impromptu story session about your favorite decade. Each moment trains your memory to flex in new, delightful ways. Now that we've laughed over matching cards, tested our trivia chops, and felt the warmth of shared stories, we've tapped into 4 brain-boosting activities that combine mental acuity with joy and connection. Next, we'll dive into mindful breathing exercises that help your mind focus and absorb new information. And as the laughter settles and your heart feels light, there's one more gentle practice to tie it all together: mindful breathing. Find a quiet corner of your home, maybe your favorite chair by the window where the morning light streams in. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or let your gaze rest softly on a point in front of you. Take a slow, welcoming breath in through your nose, feeling your chest and belly expand. Then exhale just as slowly through your mouth, releasing any tension you've carried in your shoulders or jaw. With each breath, invite your thoughts to drift like clouds across a blue sky. If your mind wanders, perhaps recalling the crossword clue you couldn't solve or the punchline of a joke you shared, simply notice that thought and let it go, bringing your attention back to the rhythm of your breath. Count each inhale and exhale if it helps. 1, 2, 3, up to 10, then start again. This simple counting anchors your mind to the present moment, sharpening your ability to focus and reducing the chatter that so often distracts us from the here and now. After just 5 minutes of mindful breathing, you may notice a sense of calm clarity washing over you. That calm isn't just peaceful, it's a fertile ground for memory. When your mind is uncluttered, it becomes easier to file away new information and retrieve it later. You might try pairing this breathing exercise with a brief memory challenge. Recall 3 things you noticed on today's walk, or 3 new words you learned in a puzzle. By combining focused breathing with even a tiny recall task, you're training your brain to stay sharp under any circumstance. Over time, this practice can become a cornerstone of your daily routine. Perhaps you start each morning with mindful breaths before you pour your coffee, or you use it as a mini reset between household chores. Whenever you find yourself rushing or feeling overwhelmed, pause and breathe. Not only will you feel more centered, but your brain will thank you for the gentle workout of attention and awareness. So, there you have it. 5 heartwarming, brain-boosting activities you can weave into your days. Mental puzzles that spark curiosity, neighborhood walks that engage your senses, creative hobbies that stir nostalgia, social games that blend laughter with recall, and mindful breathing that grounds your focus. By embracing these simple habits, you're giving your mind the same loving care you give your body and soul. If you've tried any of these, I'd love to hear which one became your favorite. Drop a comment below sharing your experiences or any fun twists you've added. If you enjoyed spending this time together, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Senior Health 365 for more friendly guides to living your best life at any age. Here's to fresh memories, bright moments, and the joy of growing wiser every day.